Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I know it's late. It's a late hour. However, I'm still up. And I decided after watching some of the votes, seeing what's going on there, I thought I'd go live on Facebook. So hello, I know a lot of you are in bed, you're asleep, but I'm wide awake. So I thought I would come on and just talk a little bit about the Kyrie Irving situation and what's going on. And I'd like to put out that what I'm about to say is not about hating anyone, because we do need more love in the world so that we can bring about some peace and harmony, because there's a lot of chaos, a lot going on. And I just had to come on before I retire for tonight. And I am Louise Hicks, the host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour. And my show is on my podcast every Sunday. And I do my podcast to help elevate our community, the Black community. However, anybody is welcome to join in, come in, and participate, because the more knowledge we have about one another, I believe the better society we will have. So again, I'm Louise Hicks. My YouTube channel is Aim to Purpose Radio. That's AIMED, the number 2, Purpose Radio. Please go and subscribe. But I had to come in here tonight, or today, which is where I'm at. I'm in Texas, so it's the 9th. And the next time I broadcast, most likely, well, not the next time, because I will be still in Texas, but I'm going to be heading back to California in a couple of weeks, or a week or so. But after reading all of these items that Kyrie Irving is having to do, I just had to come in and speak about it as a Black person and a Black woman who is, I call myself the mad Black woman, and that's for motivated and determined. But when I saw this and I read it all, to me, this is bigger than a link being put on Twitter, which Kyrie Irving does not even own. And when I read these, I said, this is utterly ridiculous, because it reminded me of some demands that were put on me when I was employed. And I've been employed in California, I've been employed in Texas, and I have had to fight the system, so to speak, because of speaking up and speaking out against hate, discrimination, the anti-Black movement against us as Black people. And I just had to come in and speak about this, because it says, apologize, condemn movie, 500K donation to the anti-hate causes, sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, meet with ADL Jewish leaders, meet with Joe Tsai, hope I'm pronouncing that right, to demonstrate understanding. What is going on here? What is this man supposed to be understanding? And being a Black person and a Black woman that's 72 years of age, I've seen a lot, and I will be 72 in March, God's willing. So like I said, this is no disrespect to anybody, because we need more love. And I'm not anti-Semitic. I am just a person born in America that has gone through a lot of racism. And when I saw all of these, it reminded me of when I was working, and I have worked most of my life. And I was asked to do some things on my job. And white people were not asked to do the thing that I was asked to do. And I didn't do it until everybody was required to do it. And I spoke up and spoke out about it. And I also had documented much of the discriminatory practices. And I've also practiced law on my own behalf and won within the Los Angeles County civil service employer, that these employers are supposed to be equal opportunity employers. However, that is not the case. And I can attest to that because of all the discriminatory practices that I've had to go through, even so far as going to litigation. And it's ridiculous that we are required to do more than anybody else. So that, and I've seen the anti-Black movement, and I'm not referencing the Black Lives Matter organization, because that organization, I've heard too much alleged wrongdoing from that organization. So I have not participated, I have not contributed to it, because I read some of the core values. And when I read all of that, I said, no, this is not an organization that seems to have integrity and honesty. And I am about integrity. And this is what's going on now. And when all of this is being asked of one person because they posted something, a link, and from watching the movie, I did watch it. I went and watched it because I'm hearing all of these cowards out here, and that's what I call them, and I will name them. Because like I said, I'm 72. I've been around a long time, long enough to be some of these people's mother. And if some of them were my sons, I would be embarrassed by their behavior, because they're acting like little slave boys who are afraid of their master. And that's what I'm seeing here. Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley calling Kyrie Irving an idiot. That is utterly ridiculous and is very childish. Who gives you the authority to call this man an idiot because he posted a link? I didn't hear him say anything until he did the press with these journalists, of whatever they want to call themselves, because they weren't acting like journalists from my perspective. And I know there's a lot going on now where it's difficult to believe that we have the constitutional right to freedom of expression and freedom of speech. That's even being questioned now. But again, I'm Louise Hicks, and I'm 72 in March of next year. I will be 72. Been around a long time, seen a lot. And I think some of you, Shaquille O'Neal, it's even been alleged that you showed the documentary, Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, at your movie theater in New Jersey in 2019. So if that be the case, you are being very hypocritical, young man, very hypocritical. Charles Barkley, who are you to call this young man an idiot? I've seen you over the years. I saw you play basketball because I'm a sports fan. I grew up with brothers that are sports fans, and I was the only girl left at home, so I had no choice but to watch. So I learned how to call the plays, and I learned to love sports. And when I hear and I see some of the behaviors of some of you athletes, LeBron James, you were dancing around the questions that were asked of you. Shannon Sharp, you were ranting and raving with the white gentleman, can't think of his name right now, that you were sitting with, just ranting and raving about nothing, acting like a coward, all of you. Stephen Smith, it was like you are a two-headed snake, because you were vacillating back and forth. One day you say one thing, the next day is something else. So I'm saying you guys are acting like cowards. And if you were my sons, I would be embarrassed by your behavior. And that's one thing we need to stop doing. Whether you agree or disagree with what another person is saying, you don't have to call them out of their name an idiot. Kyrie Irving is by no means an idiot. And I have more respect for him than I have for any of you that I just named. And I don't care if you don't respect me for what I'm saying. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not a coward. And I do this. I speak up and I speak out because I've gone through a lot as a Black woman in America, an awful lot. And I am motivated and determined to support my community when I see something wrong. And this, all of these demands they're putting on this man, this is ridiculous. How would you feel if this was put on your child when all they did was post a link? The man didn't promote, I didn't hear him promoting the movie. And I want you to hear something, and maybe you can take a lesson from you. Let me share this right quick, because I don't want to be in here long, but I do want to share this. Because some of you out here calling yourself men, you're acting like boys. Listen to this.
Money means nothing to me, nor boxing, when it comes to the freedom of your people. So everything I'm doing, if it means hitchhike tomorrow, if it means be raggedy, if it means look for a job, I'll be happy because I can go to bed, my conscience is clear, and I didn't sell out or trade my people just because I could be rich in Hollywood with a yacht out here on my, that could be my yacht right there. Imagine it's valued at $200,000, but I wouldn't want that damn yacht if I couldn't go back over in the Black neighborhood and protest a Black woman being raped. The hell with the yacht, the hell with the championship. So I want the people to know this, you understand?
Okay. I hope that you guys can take a lesson from Muhammad Ali, because I remember all of the things that went on when Muhammad Ali was out there speaking, because like I said, I will be 72 in March. And I remember so much, our people getting water hoses sprayed on them, can't go to school. Not that it was important to me to go to school with white kids that didn't want me there, because if they didn't want me there, I didn't want to be there. And I was proud to be in my Black school where I had teachers that cared about me and my peers and taught us well. So for you guys to sit up and act like little boys like you had, and I have a whip here too. Let me show you this whip. I bought this some time ago because it reminded me of some of the atrocities that our people have gone through. And this not to take anything away from Jewish people and the Holocaust and what they went through. However, don't forget what our ancestors went through and what we're still going through after just about 500 years. So it's like you, Shaquille O'Neal, you, Charles Barkley, you, LeBron James, you, Shannon Sharp, and you, Stephen Smith. It's like you have picked up this whip and said, Kyrie, you need a whipping for what you did. And what did he do that was so horrifying that he deserves all of this? All of these things here. I don't agree with this. The man apologized for what he felt was right for him. Now, when I was told to apologize on my job for something that I wasn't going to do because it wasn't right. And I just told them point blank, unless the white people have to do this, I'm not doing it either. I didn't get fired. I've never been fired from a job because I speak up, I document, and I'm able to articulate myself. And believe me, I've had my share of discrimination on jobs, in housing. I've had a white man look in my face and tell me he went out and shot up a bunch of ducks over the weekend because he didn't get a job that he didn't qualify for because he didn't pass the test, and I did. And I had another white man to look me in the face and tell me I make enough money when I asked for a promotion, when they were promoting white people over me, and I was more qualified as an intelligent Black woman. So I am so sick and tired of all of this. Every day in the news is something new, every day, every day. And I'm sick of it. And we have to start standing up and speaking up for our rights, because it's an anti-Black movement in America that has been going on since the inception of slavery here in America. And we are the only ethnic group that has been enslaved in America, the only one. And like I said again, this is nothing to take away from anybody. And I don't hate anybody, because hate is wrong. It's unrighteous. However, I must say, based on biblical Christianity within America, and I always go back to one scripture that's in 2 Peter 1:7 that says, God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And I'm using my sound mind because I look at this man, Kyrie Irving, he's about the age of my daughter. And I have 2 Black sons and a Black husband. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, look at all this stuff. This is the emasculation of a Black man here. He's already apologized. He's supposed to condemn a movie that he didn't even make. And that's not even on his platform. It's on Amazon that Jeff Bezos owned. I haven't seen anybody go after Jeff Bezos. And he didn't make it either. The movie was made by Ronald Dalton. Ronald Dalton. So why is this man being treated like he is a second-class citizen and a slave, really? That's my perspective. And I feel it's wrong, because it hurts me, and I feel this is bigger than him. It's bigger than him, because this is spotlight on the entire Black community. And when these men who are acting like boys that I just named and being cowards, you are afraid, and you have all this money, but yet you're afraid. What are you afraid of? Is it greed that they're going to cut your check? And I guarantee, I won't guarantee, but I go as far to say that I bet most of you have not even seen the movie, The Hebrews to Negroes, because the movie is about 3.5 hours, and I watched it. And a lot of it I did not even know or understand. So you know what? The books are on Amazon as well. So Jeff Bezos is making money off the documentary that was created by Ronald Dalton Jr. And I'm going to share one other thing with you. Let me share this with you, because I saw the entire movie, as I said, and most likely you all that are acting like cowards probably didn't even watch the movie. I want to share this with you. This is the ending of the movie where the credits are going. And these 2 gentlemen here, they are promoting the book. Do they look like they're Black? Has anybody gone after them for promoting the book? Because they're saying, go out and buy it. And I did buy it. So are we forbidden to buy the movie? And I bought it off of Amazon. I mean, the book. I didn't buy the movie, but I bought the books because I would like to read the books for myself to get a better understanding of what the books is saying. And I am not anti-Semitic, not by any means. I have no hate in my heart for anybody. No hate. Even the people that have done me wrong on jobs, in housing, in education, in the supermarket, in stores that I've gone in. I've had people to follow me around in the store while white people are walking around, could have been stealing from them, right here in Texas and in California. Even had them to follow me out of the store when some white young people walked right out in front of me. But guess who was stopped? Me. As if I had stolen something. I've never stolen anything from anybody in my life. I have integrity. But these men are promoting the book. This is at the end of the movie, or the documentary, whatever you want to call it. So when I see things like this, and I happen to see this, I have to come in here and just say something about this. that all of these things you're putting on this man as if he is not an intelligent Black man. And Kyrie Irving, from what I have seen, is highly intelligent. He posted a link, he apologized, he never said a word on the post, from my understanding. I did not see the post. However, you guys open up a can of worms, and you are causing people to go and watch the documentary. They are buying the books because of the Brooklyn Nets. You did this. A lot of people probably would never have known about it. I know I wouldn't have. But according to what we're reading, allegedly Shaquille O'Neal's theater played the movie back in 2019. So again, Shaquille O'Neal, that's very hypocritical of you to want to whip this man. And I just showed you all the whip. And again, I'm Louise Hicks, the host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour. And when I saw this, it just hit close to home to me because I've experienced the same thing on jobs. And it's very hurtful. And I understand how any ethnic group would be hurt by hate. All of us should be. But I don't see anything so detrimental that this man did. So you look at who's promoting, and the movie is still up, to my understanding. The books are still out there on Amazon. I don't hear anybody saying, "Oh, Jeff Bezos, you better take that movie down. You better stop selling those books." And why are you doing this? Do you feel that us watching the documentary or buying the books, reading the books, that we are that unintelligent that we don't have the discernment to decide for ourselves? Because you're saying a lot to us as Black people when you put all of these demands up on this man. This is bigger than him. And I remember when he didn't take the shot, what was done to him. He was ostracized about that. And I have a different perspective on that. I feel we should be allowed to decide what goes into our body. And then later on, New York had to reverse what they did because they had lawsuits that they were violating people's constitutional rights. So we should start using our critical thinking skills before we jump on somebody else's back or extract that straw from somebody else's eye when you have a boulder in your eyes. So as you can see here, look who's promoting this book. And this is at the end of the movie with the credits, because I watched it. I watched the entire documentary or movie. So I'm not hating on Kyrie Irving. In fact, I stand with him on how he has handled himself as a young 30 years of age man. I commend him on his behavior and wanting to know his roots and who he is. Nobody is knocking any other ethnic group out here about wanting to know their roots or where they are from. Nobody, except for us. We're not supposed to know our origin. Even here in Texas, there were textbooks, I believe they said they've been taken out of the classrooms a few years ago, where they were deeming a lie that slaves were interns. When did slaves become interns here in America? And when did people rape, mutilate, castrate, hang? Interns. It's too many lies being circulated. And we need to stop the lie. And again, like I said, I am not anti-Semitic. However, I do see an anti-Black movement here in America. I have experienced it. I know many other Black people that have experienced it as well. So I wanted to share this Muhammad Ali and this ending that comes in on the credits. And also this gentleman down here, you can see in the lower picture, he spoke as well. But you go and do your own due diligence and research. And we as Black people, we need to stop being cowards, because there's too many of that going on out here where we are cowards and we are afraid to speak up for ourselves and be who we are and who we were born to be. We need to stop. And it's sad. So, and I'm just sick of it. So I had to speak up about it. And I just wonder who's out here? I don't believe I've ever heard any of you speak of all of this rap hip hop music where they're calling Black women bitches, hoes, encouraging and promoting drug addiction within our community, killing one another within our community. Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, LeBron James, Shannon Sharp, Stephen Smith. Why don't you guys rant and rave about that? Because who's signing these rappers? Who's paying them? And I saw on the Breakfast Club, Leor Cohen speaking about it. And he even spoke and said, well, it's business to him. So that's why he said he's signing them, because they're talented. And we are a talented, melanated people. We're very talented. We're very intelligent. But some of us are not acting like it. Some of us are acting like cowards, like I said. And if you can call this man, who is very intelligent, an idiot, Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, I can call you guys cowards, because that's what you're acting like, cowardly little boys. And again, if I was your mother, I would be embarrassed by all of your behaviors. LeBron James, when you were dancing around everything. Shannon Sharp, ranting and raving in front of the master. So in Stephen Smith, I've seen you a lot and you vacillate back and forth. So you guys need to wake up, because all of this stuff you're doing is going to backfire on you, because you reap what you sow. And there's nothing wrong with Kyrie Irving looking to find out who he is and where he came from, because to tell you the truth, we're the only ethnicity that we can't say exactly where we are from. We know we are ancestors of slaves and we were brought from Africa, but what tribe and all of that, we don't know, many of us, unless we do a genealogy on us. And that's how we will know. And again, I'm Louise Hicks. I'm the host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour. My YouTube channel is aimed, AIMED, the number 2, Purpose Radio. That's Aim to Purpose Radio. And I'm not here to get fame and fortune. I'm here because I respect and want to elevate our community, because right now, economically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, socially, we have so many challenges to face within our community. And to have this young man to apologize, condemn the movie, pay $500 donation to anti-hate causes, sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, meet with the ADL Jewish leaders, meet with Joe Tsai to demonstrate understanding. To me, this is overkill. It's overkill. Why aren't we having some of these promoters of all of this hate music to apologize to us as Black women, paying these Black rappers to go out here and call us bitches and hoes, and to promote drugs to our community, killing up our young people because they're dying. Some of them are drug overdoses, and they're killing one another. And we don't hear of anybody asking these people to apologize for this, because it's not benefiting our community, it's hurting our community. And like again, I will say this is no disrespect to anybody, because we have righteous-minded people in all ethnicities. And we have bad behavior being exhibited in all ethnicities, not just the Blacks. However, we are the ones that are the most hated in this country. That seems like people want to commit genocide. Margaret Sanger, I can mention her for sure. And a lot of you may not even know who she is. We need to know our history. And I'm not saying everything in the movie is correct, because I don't know. However, I know some of the things were, but some of them I'm not sure about. That's why I ordered the books. And so am I going to be banned from ordering and reading the books? Or am I going to have to apologize for reading the books? Because I'm going to read them. I am 72, will be in about 3 or 4 months. So with that said, I wanted to come in here now because I do have a Black husband and 2 Black sons. And this is an emasculation of our Black men and our entire community, as far as I'm concerned, as a Black woman, because of all of the atrocities that have been leveraged against us in America as Black people and still being done. Look at the incarcerations. Who's in prison? Look at the killings every day of our people, the shootings, and how we're killing one another too. And that's inappropriate behavior. So with that said, I think I've pretty much said what I wanted to say. And it's hurtful. And all of us as Black people should be outraged about what is going on here. We should be outraged by it. And too many of us are afraid to speak up. And I can understand on some of the people, because you are afraid to lose your job. I've had people to tell me that. I've never been afraid of losing my job. Never. Because I understand the dynamics of what the owners of these companies and who they are and who they hire to work for them. And sometimes the owners, they don't even know what's going on in their companies, because they don't hire the people at the lower levels. But we have to learn how to speak up, speak out, learn how to document, learn how to articulate yourself. And we have to learn how to not put this whip on your own people when they haven't done anything to deserve it. And I don't see where this man has done anything to deserve all of the whippings that this organization, the Brooklyn Nets, want to put on him. This is overkill. And I hope that he's checking into something about it. And look at what Brett Favre did. I mean, this man literally stole, allegedly, from the poor people. You heard it once or twice, but he's a white man. So we got to think, he was a quarterback, a white man had the quarterback. And I remember the times when Blacks weren't even allowed to be quarterbacks. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on, because like I said, I'm almost 72 and I've seen a lot, I've experienced a lot, and I know it's an anti-hate movement against us as Black people. I know that because I've experienced it. I know many Black people who've experienced it. Many of us are afraid to speak out, but these people here, I would call them cowards that I just named. I won't even call them afraid to speak out. They're just cowards. That's all that is. So at any rate, I think I've pretty much said what I needed to say, my perspective. And I've practiced law on myself, and I've won my case against the County of Los Angeles, who tried to destroy me and my reputation, because I wanted to go to law school. I have a bachelor's degree in social work. So I study people, I know people, and I've been around so long until I really know people and I can read people. And I'm reading these men that I just read off to you. And when I see them on TV, they are an embarrassment. A total embarrassment. And Jeff Bezos, like I said, he's still running the movie on Amazon. As far as I know, he's selling the books on Amazon. I bought the book. So if you're going to go after anybody, why not talk to them? And the people I just showed you at the end of the documentary who are promoting the book, their faces are not Black. So think about what you're doing and what you're asking. And Kyrie Irving, I have a lot of respect for you because I never, ever believed, based on you putting up a link, that you are anti-Semitic. Never in my heart will anybody convince me of that. You are an honorable young man that I respect. And I hope a lot of other Black people come out that have nothing to lose. You don't have a job to lose, and speak on this young man's behalf. Are you going to punish everybody that posts a link? Look at your ex-president. Not only has he posted several links, he's out there spewing all kinds of stuff against the Jewish community. And he's still doing it, even though he's no longer the president, still doing it. So this is something to think about. And I think all of us need to examine our conscience. How do we sleep at night? And Muhammad Ali said it all. And remember, I remember, he was hated. Muhammad Ali was hated because he refused to go to war and kill people that had done nothing to him, he said, and he come back over here and he's hated over here in America. He made a great point. And that was in his younger days, but he had common sense. Where is the common sense these days in us? So this is something for all of us to think about. And another scripture that I love, and I'm going to close with it, and it's a scripture from Proverbs. And that scripture is 29:16 that says, when the wicked thrive, so does sin, but the righteous will see their downfall. So think about that, because you reap what you sow. And we need to start some love in America because there's too much hate going on. And like I said, I am not anti-hating on anybody. However, I will stand up for my people and my community when I see there's a wrong being done to them. And I do feel in my heart, and I see that there's a wrong being done to Kyrie Irving, because what is being put out here for him to do is utterly ridiculous. Nobody should have to go through that when we see all these other people out here doing what they're doing. And this man is being castrated, literally, not literally, figuratively, I meant to say. Figuratively, he's being castrated. And it's wrong. It's wrong just because he posted a link. So think about what you've done. You've opened up a can of worms because everybody is wanting to know now, what is it about? So people are watching it and people are buying the book like I did. So with that said, again, I'm Louise Hicks, your host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour that comes on every Sunday around 1-ish Central Time. And I will continue to speak up and speak out because I am this mad Black woman, and that's for motivated and determined to help elevate my people in a righteous way. A righteous way. And that's what we all should be doing if we are a Christian and living it on a daily basis. And that's what I profess to be. So with that said, I always like to tell everybody, your power lies within you. Let it loose, because your destiny is your command. And thank you all for watching. And please share this video and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and thumbs up and comment. Give your thoughts on it, because whether you agree or disagree, that's okay. It's okay. We all should have the freedom to do that. So thank you all again, and have a good day, because it's a new day now. But I had to come in before I retire because this was heavy on my heart when I saw all of this. So again, good day. Again, Louise Hicks.